So this round we're gonna have Sam from the Illumination podcast, another Philadelphian native,
Okay.
hanging out with us against Stefan again. They were table one. That was the pairing. I told Sam last round that if she won, she can go on stream. So we're getting Sam. She's on Emerald Amethyst. So we're gonna see another match: Emerald Amethyst versus Ruby Sapphire again.
Okay, I'm down with that. Okay.
I'll put her on the stage.
I like it.
Very cool.
I like it. And hold on. Most importantly, what side of the mat? That was an Elsa win, right?
I'm definitely Team Elsa.
Yep.
I'm 100% Team Elsa. I love the Elsa play mat. It's one of my favorites.
All right, so that was an Elsa win, and that was so we got a 2-1 right now. We're going into round number 4, so it's 2 Elsa, 1 Bell so far. I'm keeping tabs on this.
Yeah, I like it.
What an important statistic to pay attention to.
Okay, probably the most important statistic, I would say.
Yeah.
Very fair.
All right, friends. And speaking of which, I'm going to do the thing that Dan doesn't do. I'm going to say I will see you all after this game. So thank you all for hanging out with me. Dan, we're just kidding, by the way. We love you, buddy.
For sure.
I know. All right, thank you guys.
That's a high
I'm gonna get out of here too. You guys
no
can
shot. They have to re-roll. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Let's
guys.
get it.
And this is my favorite part of Lorcana is the re-roll of dice.
And a 3, and it looks like Stefan has also moved over to the Bell mat. We gotta clean this up. We can't keep switching sides.
Okay, but I am loving the bird facts in chat. We got a wake of vultures and a charm of hummingbirds. These aren't real. These aren't real.
I saw that it's called a raft of penguin. Raft. Thoughts?
I love penguins. Is that weird?
I also enjoy it. I also enjoy a good penguin. I mean, we went through this whole thing, and I found out that a penguin eats. We had the stats on it, like 500 pounds of fish a year, I would say. And if you were to own a penguin, it would cost $12,000.
Really?
Yeah, if you want to get one, but you have to have like the facilities to house it and maintain it, though, and that's going to be an additional cost. So
right, I mean, it's a very exotic pet that's probably quite illegal to own. So
probably not worth it. Probably not worth it.
Penguins on the homestead.
I would love a penguin meat sandwich, though. I would love to say that.
What?
I had like a little bird, like a chicken sandwich. It's probably really good. I would only imagine.
You want to eat a penguin?
I mean, just to try it out. I mean, why not?
Wait, where? In what part of the world do they regularly eat penguin?
I don't think anyone does. I'm trying to be a trendsetter here and get the penguins in first.
What? Why?
I mean, it's like a cool chicken sandwich you can get in there. Maybe thoughts? No.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to eat a penguin. I just told you I love penguins, and you're like, what if we turned it into a sandwich?
I mean, you eat chicken sandwiches all the time, and it's fine.
Chickens don't look like penguins.
Chickens are very cool. I had pet chickens before, and they are awesome birds. Chickens are amazing, and we will consume a chicken.
Penguins are mainly fat, so that would be terrible. Okay,
it might be delicious.
Why are we eating these things that I just said I like?
I think it would be delicious. Just to give it a shot. Maybe not just just a one penguin sandwich is fine.
Highly illegal to own or harm penguins. That feels right.
Okay.
Easy. So
I'm gonna try. Okay, when I open my penguin sandwich boutique, don't come, Cole. How about that?
I will not be there. I will not be there.
All right, Stefan's gonna win the dice roll and start off getting Scrooge down into the inkwell with no turn 1 play. But we have a magic broom as a follow up, as both of these players are playing with a little bit of speed. Sam is going to be on Amethyst Steel versus Ruby Sapphire. We thought Ruby Sapphire was done, but it is back in a major way, leaning on the queens and the item package still, looking like
Wait,
Raya.
Is that a Raya?
That's a Raya. Let's see that Raya and Queen pop off. I like to see that.
Nope, she's going in the inkwell.
Yikes. All right, Raya. See you later. See you later, Raya.
And goodbye.
See you wouldn't want to be All right, as Magic Broom is going to be here, probably going to be threatening a little bit of lore. You will have to semi-respect the Super Goof if you're not familiar with this matchup, as a lot of people probably were not prepared to play Ruby Sapphire here in this tournament.
I'm not sure if we saw last round a Super Goof, so I would. I mean, he didn't draw a ton of cards, but double ones on 2. Let's go.
I'm not sure what the information Sam is working with, but if you see in this universe, if you see Ruby Sapphire, you might have to respect Super Goof if you're not 100% sure. But this tournament is going to round number 4, so information does spread pretty quickly around the floor of who's playing what, especially at these top tables. So maybe Sam does have a good bit of info of deciding to leave that broom up and active in exerted position. Let's see what Stefan can do to match, as we will go ahead and bring out another Sell the odds right. See an inkwell. Scrooge going to come on in. Scrooge is good here.
Yeah, I think, definitely good. He's great body, especially into the Amethyst Steel matchup. I'm not sure if they're on library, but I mean, we did just get a coil, so that'll make your day.
Absolutely.
Not
So
whiffing on Scrooge in an items list.
feels
Imagine that.
amazing. So now that Scrooge can actually check down this entire position, you could, in theory, I think you're going to your 4 ink turn as well. No, you're going to your 3rd ink turn, so you can't even strength this Scrooge. Stat lines are too robust. But what you could do is maybe get down another character and then maybe strength next turn, perhaps, as you're going to quest. You might implode this entire board here.
And then just get the cards from it. I mean,
and you didn't.
Nope.
You're just going to leave them
Nope.
up. Look at this. So Scrooge can face here.
I'm so greedy. I draw cards like it's my job, and then I'm like, wait, I'm supposed to lure and quest to win this game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you got to cash some of those in because Scrooge can plus here. I think you can clear this magic broom, but you also are going to get yourself a strength set up with this Pete, perhaps, as the Sapphire Coil is going to come in for free. And now you can clear the broom or the Churnblock followers for free if you felt so inclined. So leaving those characters. What do you think about that? Leaving those characters on the board here for the Scrooge to feast.
I mean, I think this was it worked out in their favor because they just developed the queen. Oh no, we have to read the queen. We're in danger. Yeah, that left them with the coil. They couldn't coil and brawl in the same turn, so I think that was fine because the Pete. I mean, that did leave room for human Sisu, which is fine. So you're probably going to lose 2 of those characters, which might have been okay.
But I think you will. You should have to take some damage. I don't. No, he was Sapphire Coil for 2.
Yeah, okay, there was the coil. So yeah, he coil inked and then played the queen, but then that took the 2 damage off of the other one. I would definitely cash in the brooms now.
For sure. And we're going to go ahead and bring out the Madam Man, pop both brooms, gain your 2. And now you have a little bit of threat onto the board, but you did reduce yourself tempo-wise. You got new cards in your hand to refill. Let's see if you can add some more characters to the board. Maybe a Smee here. If you can ink and get down the Smee, I think you're still feeling okay as Pete finds his way into an Inkwell, and Calhoun is going to be the play.
That's a lot better, actually, because then that's your queen answer for when they exert next turn.
Absolutely. Be able to check down this queen. Not really, but you are sitting at 7 as well. So maybe even have some ability to quest here before your adversary can get up to that 6-7 ink threshold, which still is going to be the turns you need to execute some of those power plays. I know this deck can still play Lady Tremaine, still play the Medusas. Once you get into that 7, you got to be prepared. You got Sisu inbound. So there's a lot of really cool cards you can play, but this really awkward 5 ink turn is going to be deployed. Queen is up, and Queen is going to hit.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we full retail valued a workshop into a free workshop. So do you tap for workshop or
you're paying. I'm paying. Let's get it. I'm a
draw some cards. Draw cards.
Maybe you're thinking about getting drawing here.
Because then you could ink and brawl the Calhoun and save the queen another turn, but then you still have the snake, so you might as well just
get it how you live. And you are going to go ahead and exert that ink just to draw, and now you have 2 of these Maurice's Workshop set up, and I think this might be the future of this deck. Maurice's Workshop still seems to be a pretty good card, as we'll go ahead and establish another coil, and then
this is basically saying, like, you can have my board, but everything that I need is now set up, so I'm just going to draw endless cards going forward.
Exactly. With 4 Popsicle Steel Lumen in the deck, you can continue to generate some card advantage with your board, but you're not going to be able to add cards to the play a little bit. So you'll be able to fuel your Sapphire Coils here in the next couple turns. You are sitting at 6 ink. Maybe you got Be Prepared in hand already, so it doesn't matter. And now Sam's going to be in a tight spot because you're going to have to figure out a way to negotiate this thing without incorporating too much momentum into the board. Getting heated by
Queen has done her job. Thank you for your service, ma'am.
Absolutely. She did so good. I like Queen. I think Queen's good. Queen's back. Queen's up.
That is the 3rd time he has exerted the queen and gotten a workshop off of it. That's wild.
I think that might be good, as we're going to ditch the Helga for the Giant Cobra. As we stated in the preamble, Helga might be another good tech card. Probably have that in there for the Emerald Steel decks that you assume would be around. Now going into 7 ink, what do you do here? If you're going to be, if you are in fact Stefan,
you ink double coil and big Sisu.
Can you do it? No, that'll bring you up to 7. You're at 7 now, so you can't do. Maybe next turn you can pull that play off if you got it.
Well, I can't count. Simple math is hard. So you just quest and pass? Yeah. Okay.
That's all you need. No items to keep the party train rolling. So you're just going to take a turn off and just gain a lore and pass. Next turn, you can do that play, set up the Sisu Gambit, and now Sam is going to have to think even harder if this is what you want to do. Do you want to overcommit to this board position now, or do you want to just take it slow, or do you have to accelerate? A lot of things to consider as you're just going to go all the way up to 13. I'm jamming this Pete immediately.
Yeah, the Pete. Okay.
I think you get the Pete in just to play around to be prepared, and maybe you can get a few more lore in, and it looks like you will send in the goat instead, just trying to maximize your ink usage and still maybe get some value out of this situation. As Maui goes in,
ink,
and
double
who are we
coil.
reducing?
Oh, it's the goat and.
Okay. So it looks like we're going to reduce probably goat and snake, and then Sisu is going to come on in, and Cobra and goat are going to go out to the.
Yep, and then you get to keep
everybody. Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And this looks still like a very okay spot for Sam. I mean, your hand is still, you still have a few cards left, and you're still at 16. So it was a look at this dock.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is good. And that's why this deck is really scary, because it becomes relentless at this point, especially the well-timed dock. And it's like, okay, do it again. Like, you just exerted all of your resources to make sure that you dealt with my board, and you are low on cards, so I want to see you do it a second time. And that's what Doc says.
And Popsicle goes for a draw 3. So you can ink shift Sisu here and kind of be okay if you felt so inclined. You will give up some more cards, but you got to do something because this board is expensive and you are questing for 3 on your next turn. So Stefan is still in the blender a little bit, checking the hand. It looks like I don't see that Sisu over there. You have the Maui. And if there's a goat in hand, you're going to be cooked here. So it's a lot of
the likelihood that they ripped a goat off of Doc, they deserve to win because that is painful.
It happens.
We just dealt with a goat, and then we more goat. It's too many goats.
And we are going to ink. It looked like that was what was that ink? I think that was ink of Maui.
Yes.
Okay, and we can go ahead and hit out the little Sisu to pop the white rose.
Stop the bounce. That's good. But then I would bounce the dock. Oh, never mind.
And we'll brawl the dock, and we'll go ahead and start questing here. So you have a long way to go. You have 1 lore being given up by the Diablo next turn. You have 1 in hand. If it's a giant cobra, is that math? No, I can't do math. You're still going to be kind of cooked here. As you're going to quest for 1, go to 17. Giant cobra can get you all the way up to 19.
I mean, but 19 is a horrifying place for this deck.
And bounce back to Diablo again. You could redeploy to Diablo if you felt so inclined.
I mean, I feel like that's
okay. So you're gonna pound. You're gonna put 2 more lore onto the field of play as you get to another popsicle, and you get another draw 3 here if you felt so inclined. But you need to think about your ink reserves if that's a play that you want to make. So you got be prepared up, which is not a great be prepared here. If you had it in the deck, another Sisu here, shift, still does do the trick to clear this board. However, you will give Sam another card in the process. So decisions are being made as...
I was about to say, do we know what's in his hand? I wasn't able to see.
No.
I didn't love that challenge either. I definitely would have kept the Mim up and made him have an answer for the 4 strength character and just left the Sisu on board. That's definitely...
I mean, but at the same time, though, if you do lose that Mim and you don't get clear that Sisu, that 3 can start piling up rather quickly as well. So if he does come back in with a coiling shift Sisu situation, and now you lose that, you're just missing out on, clearing that Sisu in the process. So we got another workshop is out. We got 3 workshops on the field right now. If you can manage to survive, you can really replenish your hand, but you at the cost of your turn.
Dale messed me up in chat. Sorry, guys.
At the
another Raya in the ink. Well, showing her stuff.
And we are going to sell just to gain a few more cards. Dale, I've seen Dale. You hand shuffle too, Dale. Stop it, okay? You're a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Don't be hating, okay? Dale Bolito out here. I see you coming out of retirement now that Green Steel is back on top. I saw you dip into the Shadow Realm when Green Steel was down. Nah, I see you out here hand shuffling, Dale. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I love Dale.
So he's okay. So we're gonna go. That was crazy. Oh my god, a goat off the top. Stop it. My man said, He was like, "It's fine. They'll get to 19. What's the worst that could happen with no cards in hand?" Oh my god!
Top deck goat. You
Hey,
hate to see it. You love to see it if you are
they
Sam
did
there.
have a murder of goats. That's what I'm
You,
calling it from now on. I don't care what a flock of goats is called.
and they do. Is it
It's
a
a
kid? No,
murder.
that's a baby goat. And they
As a
do come in
kid, there's
pairs.
too many kids.
They
All these
do come
Oh
in.
my god, a goated play. It
I'm
was
sick.
goated.
It's a bad
No,
play.
that was so
Oh,
wild.
what can you do though? I think Stefan did everything he could do, but
Oh,
that is
absolutely. No,
that is
he was playing the
the
best.
benefit of Amethyst Steel. You know, they got
But
the reach. That's how the deck wins. That's what it does.
I have no idea what answers that Stefan had in hand, but letting a Amethyst deck get to 19 is a horrifying place. So even if that wasn't the top of their deck, was the second goat in like 3 cards. Oh my god.
Yeah, especially in a world, where they've had 4 goats, 4 white rows, 4 freaking giant cobras. Like it's very unlikely that you're not gonna see those cards at a certain point.
Yeah, 13 is the new 17 for an Amethyst deck. So you
they're gonna get to, and then you got the bounce cards. You got Snake and Fox, so you can put those cards back in hand and do it again. I think that's just how it is. It is the way. As Del Bolito is in the building right now. Golden Mickey winner, Sapphire Steel, or excuse me, Emerald Steel icon living. One of my favorites.
Sorry.
One of my favorite Lorcana players on the planet. He's the reason why I play this game. If you didn't know. If you guys didn't know, Del Bolito is 50%, almost 100% of the reason why I'm playing this game. Right, why I'm sitting right here right now is because of Del Bolito. If not for him, I wouldn't have started.
I met Dale in Vegas, and I was introduced to him by the Rat, and the Rat had been playing his Emerald Steel deck against me the night before, and I had kept beating him. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm trying out this Dale guy's list," and I didn't know who Dale was. So the Rat, I saw him the next day at the DLC. He walked up to who I now know is Dale and goes, "Tell this guy what you think of that deck that you were playing against last night." And it was Dale. It was Dale's Emerald Steel deck. I was like, "Oh my god!" So I will never forgive the Rat for that introduction.
That's really cool. I love me some Dale. As we are going to be on our way again.
Nicest
you got
guy in
these
the world.
He's got so much. He's so handsome. Got the drip. Got the pearls and the Rolex and all that kind of stuff. Whatever. I'm not about to sit here and fangirl for Dale.
This is the day. Yeah, the watches and everything. Okay, we're good.
Okay, I love it. We can talk about that in the post game, but in the mid game, we do have RB still doing his thing, trying to set up. These curves are much more awkward now to start these games off and trying to hit the most optimal play lines as the queen is going to come down on 3. Strength here, and you are absolutely on your way. If you got it, I'd take a turn off to strength this queen and just keep it pushing.
Yeah.
If you had access to that card.
Now that you know what that card does and how powerful of an engine it is for this deck, you absolutely take the turn off and just go boop, or you the Pete dance. Okay.
We'll Pete here, and we'll get a nice quest for 3. Trying to say you're not going to challenge because you have this queen that's probably going to exert to activate the ability, and it will hit again. Look at that. Look at that. Queen don't miss. This queen is very well trained. She has been doing the work all day. Find another workshop too.
Stop it. At this point, I'm getting upset because the queen doesn't work for me like that. The queen is like, "Oh, you got 20 items in this deck? Anyway."
You got to train. You got to train your queen. You got to have your right Pokemon badges and put them through training. Got to give them the right TMs and whatnot. As we are going to play the Fishbone Quill as well, and you're going to be able to get another draw with Maurice Workshop.
So good.
And you're going to play the Quill too. Look at that. Able to continue to ramp twice. Now you're going up to 5 in Inkwell. You got 6 next turn. You're going to need some more cards here, though, if you plan on continue to accelerate, because the board is quite bulky on Sam's side of the field, and you can continue to quest. You still have no threats. Maybe you can get to a Maui to help start board fighting a bit. Let's see if Sam elects to cash some cards in.
Yeah, I like being able to cash these in and get some cards this turn. And I also, it seems like, yep, there she goes. Yeah, I mean, she did her job. The work of the first.
Beautiful trade. I like that trade a lot. And you're still so far away from a Sisu. I think you're at a point in this game where you need to have a Maui land like right now, or you're going to be in trubs, as you are going to Fishbone here. Little Sisu is a good card, able to clear something and set up that potential shift line for next turn. So you are back and better than ever if you are Stefan. So let's see if Sam can identify this, as my feet is gone cold.
Yeah.
Are you cold?
Yeah, it froze on my end too. So
All
we'll
right.
see.
We'll get production over here to repair the game state here in just a moment. So while you guys are at home watching freeze frame here,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. You wonder how I got here. Something like that. Something like
Yeah,
that.
right. Yeah, well, I mean, and it seems like I was gonna say, like, what I've noticed from like watching now a couple games with Stefan is that seems to be his game plan: is get out the items, get them there, and then slam a big Sisu, and now the rest of the game starts. And that kind of seems to be the game plan against this. Against
All right.
this.
All right.
Yeah.
You're wondering how I got here. It just froze.
Yeah.
So the video feed is
Yeah.
frozen.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting through it, and the connection looks like it just finally buffed out. We're still sitting at about
was that a library?
15 frames a second, it seems.
We got a fuzzy library. All right.
Okay. We're
And there's
clearing
a
up, and it's
Diablo
coming back in
combo.
real time. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Back to dial up. Yes, that's right.
Oh, we're about 480 frames per second. We're coming back. We're coming back. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing back up to at least 720, and we'll be on our way. As we do have the Sisu up. So all those one cost guys, what happened to them all? Did they get cashed in?
I think let's just say, well, because they have so many cards in hand, I'm assuming it's cashing in. And the library is, we are cooking.
Plus
yeah,
and ultra. Yeah, look at that hand. Whew.
Smoked. As an Amethyst player, that is what you want. You want all of those cards in your hand. You want the Cobra for fast lore, the Rose for fast lore. There's other cards in there, and I'm sure there's a dock because there's always a dock. There's always a dock. I'm fine.
So now it's going to see if we're going to go ahead and start implementing the Rose. We'll attach the Rose on into the library. And I guess you could just play this game too. I don't know if this deck is even playing Maui, but you need to get to some Mauis like yesterday to start clearing this location, or you're going to expire.
Is a great strategy too, because now, like, I played a character and got the lore from the character. You can now banish it with all of the things in your deck and coil that banish it. However, I'm going to get a card for it.
Absolutely. And if you don't banish it, then I'll just quest with it again to get another lore.
That's 2 lore. Yeah, I was gonna say, you for that white Rose, you are guaranteed, unless he can hide away or Cusco this manner, you're guaranteed a card and a lore. And
let's face it, in this world, you don't have room to play Hideaway anymore, just simply because of you have to play Potion of Might and you have to play Maurice's Workshop. You have to play all these other cards. You can't fit Hideaway in anymore. So those cards are gone.
Potion of Might.
You got a potion.
Yeah, I mean, and that's 5 damage into the library, and that's not nothing, but it's not 8.
Yeah, and we do have the goat. That trusty, dusty goat is in hand right now. You also have the Cobra. So if you can just, I think you have a 5 lore in your hand right now. No, you have 3, 4. If you got between goat and that's 4 right there. So if you can get one more, if your library can go for one more, you're going to be on your way. Ink and the Fox. I'm hanging on to that Fox because I would love to bounce that goat back to my hand at some point throughout the rest of this game. I think I'd definitely ink literally something else there.
And literally anything else. But I mean, I think we're going to double Cobra at some point.
And you're probably also feeling that this goat probably isn't going to survive this next turn.
No, the goat and the library are definitely on their way anywhere else.
Yeah.
Right. Banish the library, play the dragon. Still, we're at 17.
17, and that's
the promised land.
Double. Yep. Sam's feeling it as we got double Cobra.
Yep.
Make sure you got the cards to discard. I've had somebody do that before, and they cook themselves.
Yep.
Slow it down and make sure you can do this the right way.
She's so excited. Look how excited.
Yeah, Sam's zooming and booming. GG's.
Yeah.
Sam was stoked there. You could tell.
Yeah, like let me just tap these cards so it's still. I gotta exert everything. Okay, I win. I win.
But I have had that happen before. Somebody had 2 Cobras in hand, but they didn't have enough to discard both because they were cooking like that, and they were like, "Oh, I just screwed up. No take back, son.
Rip.
You're cooked. R.I.P."
That was a 2-0.
Yeah. Sam comes out clean, and that's one more for the Elsa. So Elsa goes up to 3 to 1.
So really, you're winning today, right?
Oh, I'm absolutely getting to the dub. Winning. Shout out to Sisu whenever he comes back. I'm gonna rub his face in this one. Like, you pick Bell.
Incorrect choice, sir.
And you,
Sam undefeated on stream. All right. Oh, Sam undefeated.
Oh, on stream at the encounter. Yo, shout out to the encounter. Okay, for putting on this tournament. It's been great so far. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to the Forbidden Mountain for all of the behind the scenes work that Dan is doing in and out, making this thing a reality. As Amethyst Steel comes on in and clears Ruby Sapphire. I like that. I mean, shout out to Ruby Sapphire for trying to hang on, but I think you're done.
The top deck goat and then the double cobra at the end. I'm like, all right, hold on. Do I need to put steel cards? Do my Ruby cards need to go away and I need to just put some steel cards in there? Like,
steel seems good.
I mean,
yeah, color. You've got half of a good deck. You just need to get rid of one entire color and replace it with steel, and I think you'll be good.
Listen.
There you go. There you go.
Listen. Yeah. Fine.
You know, 13 is the new 19 color. 13 is the new 19.
I can do that with the colors that I'm doing right now, except for the Cobra. That seems sick.
That is dirty.
Seems pretty good. Hey!
Holy smokes!
Yo. Yes. We're We're just out here having a good time. That's why I love doing this broadcast stuff, because I really love this game a lot. I think it's an awesome game, and I love this community a lot. I love being here and just kicking it in the booth and watching these games happen in real time. I think it is just so much fun. So